So obviously this is the national day of protest against Planned Parenthood, of course. And we're out here at 522 Grand Central Avenue at the Planned Parenthood office right behind us. You can't see it from the signs, of course. But at any rate, Sonny?
Yes.
Okay, hi, Sonny. If you don't mind, why do you think the Planned Parenthood should be defunded?
Well, I think Planned Parenthood should be defunded because it's the largest abortion provider in the United States. They do almost 40% of all abortions in the United States. And the reason we're out here today is because we're protesting the illegal activity of Planned Parenthood in that they price out, they harvest, and they sell body parts of the aborted babies that they kill at their clinics.
All right, very good.
And this is the only Planned Parenthood in West Virginia.
Okay. Also, I know, obviously, David Daleedian has,
Right.
with the Centers for Medical Progress,
Right.
is the one who did the investigative reporting on the Planned Parenthood, these videos that came out.
Yeah.
What do you think about the charges brought against him by the state attorney general?
I think those are trumped-up charges. And she's running for the Senate, and she's in the pocket of Planned Parenthood. They have donated to her campaign, and I think that she's just a puppet of Planned Parenthood out there.
Definitely,
and I think there is a petition on to have her resign for conflict of interest. And David is a citizen journalist, and he has every right to use the techniques that he did. Those same techniques were used for animal activists to investigate the cruelty to animals. So I don't see what the problem is with him using those techniques to solve the problem of babies being killed in abortion clinics.
Definitely, I agree. All right, well, very good. Would you be interested in sharing a little bit about this?
Yes, and this is Katie Walters, and
Hi, Katie.
we're both with Catholics for Life and West Virginians for Life.
Yeah.
And what we do is West Virginians for Life has this project, and it's called the Memorial Cross Project.
Yeah.
And it's 3,000 white crosses driven into the ground, and each one represents a baby killed by abortion in the United States every day. And it's a constant reminder to everyone passing by that babies are being killed in the United States for no reason at all, just because they're not wanted. And these are available from West Virginians for Life. Right now they're in Culloden, West Virginia, and then where were they right before that?
They were in Ritchie County at the Nazarene Church.
Okay.
Just before Harrisville.
And then along with Katie's husband, David Walters, who's with the Knights of Columbus, in the local Knights of Columbus, we will be putting up the crosses at Parkersburg Catholic High School and at St. Monica's in Lubeck. And that'll be the weekend of
Memorial Weekend, May 29th through June
12th. I think it might be around June 12th. We keep them up for about 2 weeks in the summer. And then, but these are available for West Virginians for Life. And we keep them right now. And if anybody has a large plot of land that they would like to put these crosses on, they can get in touch with West Virginians for Life. And we have a little brochure to show them how to do that, and we'll help them to do that, because it's a constant reminder about abortions, and it has a big impact on people when they drive by.
All right, very good. Hi, Angela. We're all out here in front of the Planned Parenthood facility in Vienna. What do you think about Planned Parenthood? Do you think they should be defunded, or?
Yes, definitely. They don't need any funds. They do need to be shut down completely.
Definitely.
And they're killing our children.
Yes, they are. I know, what is it, about 3,000 people a day, babies nationally?
Every day, 3,000 babies a day.
Yeah, that's about the same number of people that were killed on 9/11, basically. So we have basically.
Yeah. And they said that all the wars together don't even come close to what they're killing every day of our babies.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Unreal.
That's for sure. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Abortion kills children. What about David Daleedian with the Centers for Medical Progress? I know he has charges.
Yes.
Obviously, what do you think about him?
He should be praised.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, and the government's wrong for doing what they're doing against him, and shame on them.
Yeah, I know the state attorney general is pro-abortion, of course, so I think she has a little bit of an agenda of her own. I think she's bought by Planned Parenthood myself.
I agree. Shame on them.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I say.
Yep. Awesome deal. Hi, Patty. I appreciate you organizing this event, protesting against Planned Parenthood. What are your thoughts about defunding Planned Parenthood?
Well, we certainly hope that we can take that $500 million a year out of our tax dollars and send it to places like Shriners and St. Jude's Hospital that try to save children's lives and don't cost the parents anything. This is West Virginia's only Planned Parenthood. They do not do abortions here, but they do refer over to Columbus, Ohio, or down to Charleston, West Virginia. And I am determined that West Virginia will be the first state in the union to be Planned Parenthoodless. And so I also do the 40 Days for Life prayer vigil out here. This is the third nationwide protest that we have participated in, and they have decided to make the fourth Saturday every April as an official Planned Parenthood protest all across the United States of America. So until we can get that accomplished, you'll find me out here the fourth Saturday of every April.
Also, what do you think about David Daleidon's the charge brought against him by the pro-life attorney general, where he's at?
Only in America could a whistleblower get in trouble. The government actually encourages whistleblowers to turn in fraud and things like that. What about all of our spies for the CIA and the FBI and secret agents across the world? Do they get in trouble for finding out secret information? And if Planned Parenthood wasn't doing anything wrong, then they didn't have to worry about being on an undercover thing. But of course, we certainly found out that they are not only taking tax dollars and they're using that money to give to pro-choice politicians to get them reelected. And then they're making money on the side by selling baby body parts. And if it's not a baby, then why are they able to sell baby body parts? I mean, use the logic here. I mean, if it's not a human being and it's not a baby, then to me, it just, it looks to me like they're, if people would wake up, they're cutting their own throats.
Right.
Because they're saying that it is human life because they're able to use it in research to try to save other human lives.
Yeah, I know some of the executives for Planned Parenthood were expressing concern about them being exposed in some of those videos, and that would end up being a public relations disaster.
Well, yeah. Would you like to have what if that was your mother that was sitting in the restaurant laughing and giggling and drinking champagne or whatever they were drinking and talking about making money selling baby body parts?
Yes.
And I would be worried about with all the crazy people we have in this country anymore, I'd be worried about my own hide if I was doing something like that. But the people that truly are against abortion in America are God-fearing Christian people, and we love everyone, and our goal is to take everyone to heaven with us and to try to educate people, because most of them are just a lack of education about, the sanctity of life and when life truly begins.
Definitely. Now, what other, obviously, I think the number of places where people can receive, where young women can receive maternal care, so to speak, or other medical services, as Planned Parenthood likes to claim.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You can go to the Crisis Pregnancy Center, which there's one in almost all of the larger towns have them, and even a lot of the smaller towns and counties have them. And Obamacare will cover all of those kind of expenses and that sort of thing. And there is Catholic Charities, and I think you could go to almost any church in America if you needed help with medical bills. And we would help you.
All right, definitely. Without a doubt. So obviously, I know I think it's good that we're all good for the folks that actually decided to come down here to care enough for the for the unborn, of course, to actually, be a voice for the voiceless, of course. So I know what is it, about 3,000 unborn are murdered each and every day across our country.
One every 27 seconds. I did the math and I'll add it all out. And when you think about that, the no longer we've been talking, a half a dozen babies have been aborted. I mean, it's unbelievable. It truly, truly is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I hope that, and I would like to say about this particular Planned Parenthood, God put me in a house down the street. I only live 2 blocks from here. And since I started doing these protests out here and organizing all these wonderful people that come out, this Planned Parenthood is no longer open 40 hours a week. They are open 16 hours a week for 3 days. They're closed 3 days, and they're only open on the second and fourth, the first and the third Saturdays out of the month for 4 hours. So we have effectively cut them down from a 40-hour week to a 20-hour week for 2 weeks and a 16-hour week the other 2 weeks. So we're making progress. And one of these days, it's not going to be profitable for them to be here anymore.
Amen. Yeah, we're definitely making an impact. So, go ahead.
In 1955, I was left in a basket when I was 9 days old on the streets of Wheeling, West Virginia. My father was the first young man to be drafted from Roane County, West Virginia, and his 3 brothers also. And my mother and him got engaged a week before the war, before he left for 42 months in Luzon, Philippines. He came home when the war was over. They were married in November, a week after he got back in November of 45. They waited for 10 years, unable to have any children of their own. But that was because God was saving me and saving them for me and me for them. And I was the luckiest little girl in America to have the best mom and dad in the whole world. And that's one reason I'm pro-life. Because abortion been legal, good chance I wouldn't be here today. That woman gave me life at a time it was very difficult for a young woman to be pregnant back in the 50s. It wasn't like today where you have all these, you've got crisis pregnancy centers, you've got churches, there's no stigma for, they have nurseries in high schools anymore. So that's one reason I'm pro-life.
Amen.
I'm George Neediff, Father George Neediff. I'm a SALT priest. And SALT, S-O-L-T, stands for Society of Our Lady of the Most Holy Trinity. I've always been pro-life. I come from a family of pro-lifers. My mom and dad had 13 children. And I remember too when I was a priest in Texas, outside of Corpus Christi, a place called Robstown. We would demonstrate in front of the abortion mill. This is a place in Corpus Christi that actually performed abortions.
Yeah.
And I remember standing out front. I would walk back and forth in front of the abortion mill and pray my rosary, pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet. And I remember once, one day a car drove by and a young man stuck his fist out the window and shouted, "Abortion is right, abortion is right."
Wow.
And the only thing that came to my mind were the words, "Well, apparently it wasn't right for you." And he ducked his head back in that window and drove off. So I've always supported life, and I've always demonstrated whenever I could. Because God is for life. He says in the Bible, "I have set before you life and death. Choose life so that you may have life." So I'm grateful for this opportunity to be here, and I am very thankful for all the others who have come here to witness pro-life. And I thank God for this opportunity to do this.
Amen. All right, thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming down here and helping out, being a voice for the voiceless. What are your concerns for all the what are your thoughts about for all the 3,000 unborn children who are murdered every day across the country?
Well, think of all the millions that have been killed since 1973, and it's just, I mean, many of these would be paying Social Security and Medicare and stuff like that, and we don't know, who have we killed, the next president, or somebody who could have prevented cancer, come up with a cure for cancer or whatever, it's just terrible. We would murder our own, So.
Right, very true.
We're out here just to stand against Planned Parenthood because it's all about abortion. In reference to Planned Parenthood, it's all about abortion. So.
Yeah, I was watching testimony given by Abby Johnson. For she used to be a Planned Parenthood executive director. She was talking about how basically they basically was getting like $200 per baby that was aborted, but they only had maybe 10, no more than $15 of expenses involved with that. But yet they claim that they're recuperating their cost.
It's just like the video that they had showing where they were talking about selling parts and so forth, baby parts. And so what do? They turn around and arrest the people that have exposed what's going on at Planned Parenthood.
Exactly.
Calling good evil and evil good.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't do anything about the criminals who are doing all this. They try to go after the people exposing the crimes. So. Face it, abortion kills. Well, thanks for coming down here and being a voice for the voiceless. What do you think about defunding Planned Parenthood?
Absolutely.
Also, I'm sure you've seen many of some of those gruesome videos that came out last year from the Centers for Medical Progress with David Daleedian.
Yes.
I know, of course, the state attorney general, who's apparently bought and paid for by Planned Parenthood, has brought charges against him. What do you think about that?
I think we should.
You mean, well, because obviously with him being a investigative journalist, citizen journalist, he's exposing Planned Parenthood with what they're chopping up the baby parts and they're reselling them.
I misunderstood.
Right.
Well,
Well, that's okay. So obviously, instead of going after a Planned Parenthood and they're illegally doing all these partial birth abortions so they can make profits off of these babies, of course, instead they're going after the person exposing them. What do you think? What are your thoughts about that?
I think we should.
Yeah. I mean, you think we should expose Planned Parenthood? Is that what you're saying? Okay,
Yes,
very good.
I do.
All right. So we need more people such as David Daleedian to help. All right, very good.
Absolutely.
All right. What do you think about the 3,000 unborn children who are murdered every day across the country?
I think it's terrible.
Terrible.
It's worse than murder. Because what more innocent blood did we have than unborn children?
Right. Yeah,
I don't think we have the right to play God and kill them.
I agree. So, well, yeah, it's definitely. Thank you again for coming out here to
Quite welcome.
help defend the defenseless. So, because on the so-called pro-choice, they always say, well, it's about choice. Well, the babies, they don't have a choice in the matter.
Right.
But if you say,
Innocent.
right, but if you ever say something like that to them, a lot of times they'll get mad and they'll start yelling.
That's tough.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is George Wallace, and I've been involved in the pro-life movement. This is going on my 17th year. I'm a chapter president in Cabell County, West Virginia, and I'm here today to take my stand against Planned Parenthood because of what they do. They butcher innocent babies' lives, and what they do is against the law. Number one, they violated the Born Again Act, and also they violated this harvesting and selling of babies' organs, which is totally against the law. And I believe more people like us need to take a stand against Planned Parenthood and the abortion industry altogether.